Hey guys, this is Carl from carlscipser.com here with another Python tutorial. If you like my videos, feel free to subscribe to me, or you can contact me on my Contact Me page on my website if you have any questions, or you can drop me an email down below, or drop me a message down below even. So today I thought we could go through some Python maths. Now, maths is fairly fundamental in terms of Python, in terms of any coding. So I thought I'd make a quick video just to show you really, well in this case, how we can find the area of a circle using Python. So on the left hand side of my screen, what I've got here is a table from a website called pythonschools.net, and I've uploaded this image using Mediafire, so if you want to, you can download it from in the link in the description below, and you can keep it and use it if you need to. So obviously it gives you the symbol, the function, and an example. So today the ones we're really going to be focusing on is the multiply and the power symbols here, and of course variables. So let's get straight into it. Now, pi is a mathematical term, and the way we can start to use mathematical terms is we can use something called the import function, because we're going to be importing math formulae. So we can type in import math. Now after this we can type in, we can make a variable called pi, and we can say pi is equal to math.pi. Now when we do this, let's go ahead and print this. So I'll quickly show you. What it's actually going to show us is going to give us the exact value of pi. And there you have it. It's 3.14135926535899793. So using this, let's go ahead and let's try to find the area of a circle. Okay, so let's first of all print a statement saying we are going to find the area of a circle. And then the first thing we can do is we can say we've imported math, so we can make a variable called pi, and we can, as we just did a second ago, and we can say print another statement saying the value of pi is in squiggly brackets you have to put 0. Now I'll talk to you about this in a brief moment. I'll just finish writing this out. Format pi. Now okay, so basically what this is just showing us over here, the squiggly brackets with the 0 in the middle, is showing us that we're going to be using this variable here. That's the reason I put dot format. So I put print this, the value of pi is open squiggly bracket 0, close squiggly brackets, dot format, and then I'm putting in the first variable. Now if I had a second variable, then I'd call the second variable, assuming I was using it in the same string, I'd call it 1, and then I'd put a comma here and put in the second variable. In the next video I'm going to show you how you can really do this, especially when it comes to making user-friendly programs using maths as well. But for now you just sort of have to understand this basic concept. Okay, so we're going to find the area of a circle and the value of pi is. Now looking at the formula, it's a poorly written formula, but this is the formula. It's the pi multiplied by the radius squared. So we've got the value of pi. The next thing we can do is we can say the radius, so we can just call this r, and we can have an integer input saying what is the radius of the circle. Yep, so by putting int before the input, it's telling us that the value that we're going to be putting into here is an integer value. Okay, so I mean we could put float in if we wanted, because to show that, okay, let's say our radius is going to be 12.371. We can do that, but for now let's just leave it as integer. Okay, now we can say, so what's the radius? Okay, now let's write out the formulae. So we can make a variable called area, and we can call it pi times, so looking at the table here, times, multiply, the radius, which I've just put as r, and we're going to do it to the power of 2 because we're squaring it. So we're going to do star star 2. And then we're going to print out another statement. And the statement's simply going to say, using the value, using the area of your circle when the radius is, in squiggly brackets, 0, is 1. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier when I said when I'm going to start to use several variables, and these go up using your index value. So it goes up from 0 is your first variable, 1 is your second variable, 2 is your third variable, etc. So I can go ahead and end this. I'll just make this slightly bigger actually. Dot format, oops. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in, so the area of your circle when the radius is r, so that's my first variable, so I'm just going to put the letter r and then a comma. So when the area is this, oh, let's rephrase this, sorry. When the radius is the area of the circle is, yeah, so now I can put, oops, that should be area, okay. Now, if you can see here, so the first statement we've put is saying, okay, we're going to find the area of a circle, so that's the title effectively. So we've got our function here, so we've got pi, and the reason we can read pi is because we're using mathematical format, we're using the mathematical format. Now it's saying print, so the value of pi is, here we go, so that's our first one there, so it's going to just simply state it. Now we're going to define our second variable, and that's the integer value, so we're saying that we're going to be inputting an integer value, and it's going to simply ask us what is the radius of the circle, and then we can input that in. It's then going to simply do the formula, it's going to do the sum for us, and then once it's done, it's going to say when the radius is whatever value we put into here, the area of our circle is whatever the result of this will be. Okay, so let's go ahead and run the module. Okay, so now if I were to put these onto both sides, we are going to find out the area of the circle. The value of pi is this. What is the radius of the circle? 12. When the radius is 12, the area of the circle will be 452 point da 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 da, because it's going to be 12 squared. So it's doing pi times r squared. Yep. Okay, so again, we can simply rerun this and use other values, pardon me. So we can say if it's just 1, it's going to be the same. Now, let's go ahead and change this to a float. Oops. F-L-O-A-T. Okay. Okay, so now what this is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to put 12.347 or whatever. The reason I put float is so that it allows us to use decimal points. and therefore now it accepts that we've used the decimal points and it's giving us the new area of the circle. Well, that's about it. That's how you can find the area of a circle, and it's much more user-friendly way of putting it into words, into strings, and it also shows you how you can start to use this this function of the 0 and the 1 and the dot format. In the next video I'm going to be using these again through the different use of maths, and it'll just be a different example, but it'll be better explained hopefully. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. This is Carl from carlsaptia.com.